pushing for another 150.
Senegal,
Well, it's all smiles before, but the tension surely will ratchet up. But first, the national anthems of both Egypt, the debutant finalists, and then Senegal, the defending champions. 6 titles, 3 on the trot.
Mais uma vez, peço para todos levantarem e vamos entoar o hino nacional do Egito.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all please stand for the national anthem of Egypt.
Senhoras e senhores, vamos entoar o hino nacional do Senegal.
And ladies and gentlemen, now for the national anthem of Senegal.
Well, the anthem's out the way, and now the focus on the action at hand. The president of CAF, Patrice Motsepe, here in the stunning seaside town of Vilanculo, Mozambique, as Mustafa Zeadan puts out his starting 5. Ahmed starting in goal, as he did in the previous. Assoum El Shaif Abdo, also from the start, alongside Ahmed Mohamed El Shahat and Hassani Hussein, the same five who started the successful, in the end, semi-final victory over Morocco. Final against Mozambique. He is back in, and unless particular Paulo does something extraordinary, he will be the top scorer in the tournament. Frindi couldn't get level even with his 9 goals in the group stage. Can he be the big difference maker for Mamadou Diallo's Lions of Teranga? And of course, 150th appearance in a final. Wonderful occasion and achievement from El Seni Ndai. We saw a stunning goal from Monstro from Mozambique from his own goal. Seni has already done that in the tournament. Seppi will be handing over the trophy come the end of this final, but will it be Mamadou Diallo, Ziadan, who will see their side lift the trophy? What is the 11th edition of the Beach AFCON? Vilanculo, our fine hosts, putting on a brilliant occasion, which now deserves a brilliant finale. And what a start they were looking for. But Seni, surprisingly, 6 times the best goalkeeper at the competition. I'd be surprised if he's not again. Well, almost turning a hit forward into an assist. Mamour Diangi blocked out there, but now Egypt. A bit rushed there from Hassani Hussein. Mustafa Ziadan, the Pharaohs coach, has already created history. Egypt will go to their first ever World Cup as the finalists take the 2 CAF spots on offer. And of course, their first final, they want to go and create a golden memory. The only country to ever play in every AFCON. Now looking to be top dogs. But Senegal, in a sense, the perfect opposition. If you want to be the best, you want to have beaten the best, and that's Seni and Senegal's claim. The best in Africa, 8th in the world. But Egypt very much on the up, ranked 24th in the world. Looking to close the gap. I mentioned a historic moment we saw during the build-up. One of our officials, Cynthia Ishimwe, who became the first woman to officiate at the beach soccer. And she and the rest of us would have been looking on as that header drifted wide from Costa. And the other end, it's an early bit of action for El Sayed. Sayed conceded 16 goals in his 4 appearances. Just the 7 conceded from Alseni Inde. Plays his club football at Vision Sport Dakar. Twisting and turning, but lack of communication there. Item Costa trying to link up with Abdo. There'll be a chance from a set piece foul against Diani. El Shaat looking to take an opportunity that suddenly presented itself. Well, the flag saying celebrate Africa. This certainly has been a celebration of African beach soccer. Who will be celebrating on top of the podium? Morocco have already clinched 3rd place ahead of hosts Mozambique. And Egypt trying to cause an almighty shock. El Shaat can't even force Senye into a save. Senegal were slow to get started against Mozambique in the semi-final. 2-0 down, Diallo's Lions of Teranga, until Alain got them up and running. Abubakar Fall levelled the affair before Silla striking to win the match, and the number 5 already involved in a battle. And it's taken something out of El Shaat. Silla certainly imposing figure. He's imposed himself on the Egypt number 4. Wonder if there's just a slight twist of the knee. Well, not too much of a problem. So back underway. No surprise that Shaat is off to recuperate a bit. That one harmlessly wide. Long ball forward, but neither side is really quite settled into things. Now Abdo. Long throw. It's a nice little flick down by Mandione, who will be delighted to be back on the sand, having missed the semi-final, as Costa fires wastefully wide. Diati to Diani. Flick a little quick one. Too strong, but it's a fine save. Mandione, you can see the heavy strapping on that right thigh. He's lost none of his physical attributes as that slam from Diani had the option of Mandione at the back post. Well, Nelson Manuel struck 10 in the 2021 edition, and Diani only needs 1 to equal that. Well, Diani couldn't get enough purchase on the ball, caught up in the sand. Abdo was trying to flick up for something, still works away from Silla. Now a long ranger. Oh, it just sneaks wide. Strike from Asani. brings encouragement from his coach.
E eu quero ouvir o grito dos adeptos do Senegal. E agora os adeptos do Egito.
The crowd cheering the two sides facing off in this final. It's certainly always been a colourful, vibrant support for Senegal. You can see on the far side. A huge occasion. And now, Mandione! He missed the semi-final, but he's back with a bang. Mandione gets number 10 of his campaign. Lovely turn, he got the ball out of his feet and smashed it past the goalkeeper. Mohamed Ahmed El Said with no chance. And Senegal up and running and a well-earned rest. It was always going to be unlikely anyone was going to catch him. Frindi had the best chance. Starting the day on 7, but just the one goal in Morocco's 6-4 win over Mozambique. Mandione, oh well, talking about Mandione, but Diatta almost on the score sheet, but not enough on his touch to get past Seni. And then slams it over from distance. So Mandione, 10 of the best. And will be up there for best player of the tournament, just as Nelson Manuel was back in May 2021 when Senegal hosted and won their 6th title. Lusani Ali Houssiani. Now Senegal's number 9, Raul Mendy. Oh, it's a lovely spin. That should have been 2. Amar Samb, wasteful from a very promising position. Amar Samb with 2 goals himself, as of number 10 Diani and Mamadou Silla. Seni and Day and Diatta with 1 apiece each. And Babacar Fall managing to strike along with Elay in that semi-final success over Mozambique, but it took them a long time to get going without the goal scoring heroics of Mandione. thumbs up there from Oseeni. But it was always going to be a difficult one to acrobatically turn on target. So 2 minutes 30 of this first period remaining. Senegal with the slender 1-goal lead, thanks to their main man, Mandione. That one headed back. It's not even ended up. Out. Diatta, I should say, remaining alert. Number 9's battling down the line. Costa trying to hold it up, but the layoff not reaching a teammate, but Egypt win it back. Senegal force the Pharaohs backwards. Now launch forward. Seni coming a long way, getting there first. Samir with the long throw. Costa will pick up. Scampering back is Asani. Laid off by Paolo. Number 13, edging towards 40th birthday. It still has been a real source of goals and entertainment for the Egyptian side. In particular, his second in the semi-final was something to behold. From about this position, on the spin with his back to goal, slammed it into the top corner. But yet to have a sight of goal. But one now for Hassan Hussein. Final yet to catch fire. Now a chance from distance. Too much on it, certainly have to feel the players' sense. They have to do a lot more to beat Seni in goals. And even trying to catch him out, not working. Samir with a fine hit. So the end of the first period. Seni maintaining a clean sheet. Egypt trail. Mandione's goal, his 10th of the tournament. Top scorer sees Senegal lead by 1-0. Well, it started with long-range efforts from Egypt. The coach Zinedine looking for positive attitude. Senegal then found the one from their star man, the number 8 Mandione, back after injury. For the semi-final he missed, but in the final steps up to the plate to smash the 6-time champions into a 1-goal lead and the slender advantage in the final. Could have made it 2, not for Amar Samb missing when in a wonderful position after a terrific turn. Egypt did start to pose a threat, but mostly from distance. A chance there for Hassani. And then Amir trying to catch Seni out. And in the end, it's Senegal with the 1-0 advantage as they look for a record-extending 7th title from 11 beach AFCON titles
Vamos os dois,
on
vamos
offer.
empatar, vamos. Ok, quais são os últimos dois? São os dois, né? Vamos empatar, faz favor, vamos. 1, 2, 3, começou! Yes.
Benny Hill making an appearance at these beach AFCONs. Certainly Senegal not giving Egypt a run around. I have a feeling this is a contest that will be won. Blood, sweat and tears come the end of the match.
Nós fazemos a festa, nós somos assim. Parabéns para os americanos. Não, sério, desculpa, vê se é isto.
Egypt.
Olá!
Work to do, but only the one goal behind.
Segundo período. Egito 0.
Certainly be considered a blue moon event that there was no goal scored by both sides. The last time that actually happened at a beach AFCON was in the 2016 edition, held in Lagos, Nigeria. The hosts beating Egypt that day 3-2, as Ivory Coast beat Ghana by 5-0. The last time there was a clean sheet. You almost feel there's close to no chance of that, given the quality of both these sides and Egypt's scoring record. Just a little information there, in case we see something that's rarely ever seen. Diatta, uncomfortable. As first action for Loa. Costa, down on the chest. Mandiani back on the pitch of sand, and now is an option. It's not one that's taken. That is a wonderful save. El Sayed reading the flight of the ball. Now a corner kick Sam will take. Sam looks long to Diatta. Diatta wide. Ball flicked to the back post. Mandiani on target, but nothing too special. Loa goes down, but he was the only one that felt something. Certainly the officials didn't see anything untoward. Costa the next to hit the deck. Now the strike. Sam this time the one waiting. Mandioni certainly has earned the right to try out his luck. Now replaced by Diani. Noah doesn't get any change out of Ndoye. Sieni, the goalkeeper and captain of Senegal, looking to raise the title once again. Diani trying his best, feels he was being impeded, and he has penalised himself with El Shaat hitting the deck. Diani looking to send out his medical team. Already heavy strapping on the knee. Maybe lucky not to have given away a foul. I'm not sure that level of holding is allowed. They've had a few pops from distance. Seni Ndiye doesn't have too much to worry about. You won't have to worry about that one. Well, still just 1 goal advantage for Senegal. Oh, somehow he snuck through there. Tried to find a way to strike a goal, could only really stub it towards El Said's goal. Diatta. Lovely ball. El Said saves in the first attempt. It was a clever attempt to put the keeper off balance. As he was going left, the ball went to his right, but just sliding past the post. And the ball breaks kindly. Good movement on the flank. Babacar Fall forced back, and now Diani. Al Seni, Rao Mendy, Mamadou Diani, Babacar Fall, Mamadou Silla, all been part of leading the team to their 3 successive Beach AFCON titles. Sadina Diang Mandione has been the star though with 10 goals. Ball swung to the back post. Ooh, he's confident, chest down. Bit of pressure from Ndoye. Brilliant overhead kick. Trying to get the sand out his ear. Diani unable to hit the target. Well, there's one occasion ever, just one time, a team has failed to score in the final 4 of a Beach AFCON. That was when Côte d'Ivoire defeated South Africa by 2 goals to 0. Nigeria winning their first ever title with a 6-5 win over Senegal back in 2007. But it's never happened in a final. And while it seems unlikely it will here, Abdo testing the hands of Seni, but for the moment, Egypt failing to find the net. Already midway through the match. And Paolo hasn't had much of a sniff, although he doesn't need much of one to find the net. Samir, lovely little change of pace. Egypt need to create something. Comes off the head of Fall. Quickly thrown in, and that was the sniff Paolo was looking for, but he couldn't take it. Preparing to come on, Mustafa Ali Sassa. Almost got there, Sam, before El Said, but the keeper doing well. Egypt looking for a spark. Paolo. Oh, it's brilliantly won ahead of him though by Silla. Trying to pick out Diatta, but Abdo does well. And now looking for a bit of movement. So rare to see low-scoring affairs in beach soccer, but such is the occasion. And for the moment, we've just seen the one. That could change very quickly. Paolo, it's a nice flick, but Diatta in the right place. Sam, lovely footwork initially, but the ball does often get stuck in the sand. Now Diani. Diani tells Sam to leave it for him. Now forward, strength from Silla on the turn, just running out of space. Said coming round. And the foul going against Senegal. Silla certainly not in agreement. Said making sure he had the ball in hand. Ball out to Diatta. It still remains just the one goal. Dioni's 10th of the tournament. And Senegal staring what would be a 7th time on top of the podium. Egypt, for the first time ever, will be in the top 2. But they need to find killer touch in front of goal again if they are to shock Senegal and the CAF family. Diatta penalised. In fact, it was the foul up top, I should say. Well, Mendy, and now Samir. Scored in the semi-final. Oh, and he almost got another one here, but Seni with a fine save. Long throw. Cleared away, a lovely flick. Paolo tried to get on the move, but Diatta too quick and too strong. Great turn, but Samir winning the war. Well, Diatta getting a late kick out there from Paolo. The veteran for the Pharaohs, making more of an imprint on Diatta than he has on the Senegalese goal. A little bit of frustration. So a chance here for Diatta. Oh, it's a fine save from El Sayed. Sharp to react. A thumping drive. Now the chance for Egypt. But straight down the throat. Sasa sees Seni continue to be perfect.
We are now in the second period, with only 2 minutes left. And the scoreboard still stays Egypt 0, Senegal 1.
So the final of the Beach AFCON, a tense affair. So much at stake. Paolo with a lovely take, but Diatta closing down the space. Well, there are screams on the sidelines, but Senegal get on with things. Mandioni. Well, somewhat of a rugby tackle. The players are very comfortable going head to head with the referee. Is not a good sight. Screams from Hosseini. number 7 for Egypt in the corner. Then after initially seeming to do well, Mustafa Sassa clearly blocking Mandione from going back for the ball. And this, a huge moment in the final. Egypt struggling to create chances. And now the hottest marksman in this beach AFCON in Vilanculo gets a free ride to strike at the heart of Egypt's defence. Mohamed Ahmed El Sayed facing up to Mandione. And it's a brilliant save. Close down the angle quickly. And a vital stop to keep it just at 1-0. Ball lifted to the back post. Drifts all the way out, away from Silla. A low-scoring final wasn't really what might have been expecting, but it's a huge occasion for Egypt, one they've never faced in the previous 10 editions. The only ever present at Beach AFCON, and they'll host in 2024. So the future is very bright for the Pharaohs. At the moment, struggling to create chances, but here's a moment, well, there was gaps in behind Senegal, but it just got caught in the sand. But now a chance! Oh, what a save that is! The outstretched left hand keeps the score blank. Oh, and it almost sneaks in for Samb. Just a minute left of period 2. And Egypt finally looking to stir into action. There's a chance there for Mandione, but now heads off with his replacement Papa Modu Ndoi heading on. Ball flick forward. Off the chest. Pushed back is Ado. Oh, it's a spectacular effort. One that doesn't threaten the goal. Ball trying for either a cross or a shot, was neither. So it's the end of the second period. Incredibly, no goals. Senegal remain in the lead after the 7th minute introduction of the goal from Mandione. Egypt needing a huge third and final period to stop Senegal lifting a 7th beach AFCON. Well, Sam tried his luck. El Sayed, very impressive in goal for Egypt, just beaten once. Mandione denying Sam again with a flying save. Got it out of his feet. And a fine reflex. Diatta then finding the ball down the line. It came back to him. It was a smart finish to put the keeper off balance, but didn't hit the target. Boubacar Fall initially denied, then past the post. Abdo from distance, but Seni in his 150th appearance, not to be beaten there. And he was to finish the half unbeaten. Great chance, worked out. Sasa finding the Senegalese captain impossible to beat. Mamadou Diallo looking to maintain this formidable defensive display. They've not been at their free scoring best, but at the moment they're in prime position to lift the trophy that will be handed out by Patrice Motsepe, the CAF president. A tense, fraught final. Egypt are going to have to start throwing caution to the wind. Senegal, just a 1-goal advantage to a massive 12 minutes to
Ladies and
come.
gentlemen, briefly will enter the third and last period of this. That's our final of the African Cup of Nations Beach Soccer 2022. With the scoreboard still saying Egypt 0, Senegal.
If you're looking for an indication of how this final might go, it does feel like Senegal are getting the breaks of the ball. Egypt looking for a spark. Diatta. Certainly Senegal won't care how they win it, as long as they do. But things can change so quickly. They won't be resting on their laurels. El Said takes the effort on himself. But over Seni Diaz Bar. Well, certainly El Said, one of the players considered for the best of the tournament. The best ranked so far in the minds was Hassan Hussein, the number 2 for Egypt. And of course, no surprise, Senegal with 3 players primed for the opportunity to be ranked as such. El Seni Inde, who will of course pick up that goalkeeper's honour, but also in contention for the individual one is Sedani. Looks on frustrated. Mamadou Silla, another one, as Egypt finally find the back of the net. It's a vital intervention, and the man we just spoke of, up there with the best of the tournament, Hassan Hussein, with the strike that gets the bobble from the beach and over Seni. They needed something to happen. Mandione giving him way too much space. And the number 8 of Senegal sees the number 2 of Egypt wipe out his goal. A huge moment. Well, we never had a final where a team didn't score. We never expected it to happen for the first time, but Egypt made us wait. But they've struck at an opportune time in this third period. And they've gone ahead! Well, what an introduction from the hero of the group stage penalty shootout against Madagascar. Zeto steps off the bench in a stunning turnaround. Well, we saw Mozambique's monstro score. There was a total lack of communication in front of Seni. Diatta desperately tried to clear. It may have taken his keeper's eye off it, but either way, Zezo won't care, and neither will Egypt in the blink of an eye. They are from 1-0 down to 2-1 up in their first ever Beach AFCON final. And now we'll see what Senegal are made of, the 6-time champions. They've won the last 3 editions, but find themselves in a hole, not a big one, but they do trail, as they did in the semi-final against Mozambique. On that occasion, though, that was in the first 2 periods. This time, it's in the third. A long way to go, but Egypt showing exactly why they've reached the stage for the first time. Sedani was stressed before. He'll be even more stressed with his Egypt side in the driving seat. Mandione got things running, but now he's not only seen his goal wiped out, but Egypt leads. Well, Silla, I think, might pick up a booking here. Looks like he'll have escaped the sanction. Costa going down under the challenge. The referee making clear he'll take care of things, so that doesn't have to worry. Seni is looking unbeatable, and then suddenly a 1-2 from Egypt. It's not knockout, but certainly putting the Pharaohs into the mind of an unforgettable result. Seni having to push wide, a fine effort as Costa now charges off, and on comes number 7, Seni Ali Oseni. Ball lifted to the back post. Diani into the keeper's hands. Now Mandione. It's actually Sam. A little rush there. Fires wastefully over. Zezo, the hero at the moment. The number 1 goalkeeper, wearing number 1, but has been second choice. You can see the absolute fury on the Senegalese bench, but looking to fire back. Samb on the turn previously, but Mandione this time failing to make a good contact. Diatta tight to Loa. Takes a kick in. Mandione down. Diani. It's well blocked, but he'll get it again. Showing the dribbling skills as he goes back to Seni. Well blocked. Oh, it's brilliant from Mandiani, and he's found a chance, but it won't be a free kick. Try for the 1-2. Seni does get there first. under fierce pressure. And then runs it out. Silla wants to take it quickly. Comes back to Silla. Well blocked. The man who got the equaliser. Flicking it out, Asani. He'll now take the throw to his fellow goal scorer, Zezo. Changes being made. Ndoye heading all alongside El Shaat. Now it's Senegal. You have a little bit of pressure. Mandione on the spin! Just wide of the post. Zezo. Noah dealt with by Diatta. Well picked up by Ndoye. Goes to the line. Eventually, Abdo steps across. Well, first time effort. Ndoye over the bar. So a huge final 5 minutes coming up. Senegal led until this third period. And then strikes from Asani. And the goalkeeper Zezo has Egypt dreaming of a first ever beach AFCON title. Just having to dig out the effort there. El Shaat, fine save, and Diani wild with the effort. Zezo. Paolo, but well marshalled by Ndoye. Raul Mendez gets the flick up. And that is spectacular! Well, no wonder he clenches his fists. The fans love it. And that is the response of champions. From way out on the far side, Raul Mendy shows exactly why he's still a champion and wants to be again. Absolutely sensational from the Senegal number 9. Well, it took a long time for the final to really catch flames. And now the Pharaohs and the Lions of Teranga are producing an unforgettable third period. Samir will happily hear the ref's whistle under the physical threat of Mendy. A chance for Samir to have a go. He was the man who leveled the match against Morocco the first time after trailing by 2. Twice coming from behind to win. They've only had to come from behind once. Level at 2 apiece. Oh, and it's missed by Seni, but off the post and out. Inside the post as well, but no luck there. Now Mendy forced back. Will be Egypt's put-in. Abdo getting out away from Raul Mendy under pressure. Danny, quick to get across. Wins the ball, but Abdo happy to just concede the foul.
Vamos ver as nossas crianças a subir à festa.
Gianni, big, deep breaths, but can't find the thunder to worry Zezo. Into the final 3 minutes of what has been a tremendous beach AFCON from Mozambique here in Vilanculo. But is there to be a spectacular finale? There could be 3 minutes of additional time. And if that doesn't bring us a winner, it will go all the way to a penalty shootout. Problem for Zezo. We've only had 2 penalty shootouts in this competition. Egypt beating Madagascar after a 4-all draw in which they were leading 4-2 before 2 goals in the final 6 minutes leveled things for the one-time champions Madagascar. But Egypt's hero in that shootout was Zezo, winning 4-3. As he now heads off, booking confirmed. Back in goals is El Sayed. The other penalty shootout was in the 5th place playoff. Uganda coming back in a 6-all draw, twice scoring in the final embers, the end of 3 periods and in extra time, before a dominant 4-1 win on penalties. At the moment, both teams with plenty of time to try and find a winner. El Sayed didn't want to take any risks there. A flick of the head from Kohli takes it out. A free kick for a foul on Diatta. Block the run of Costa. Referee deciding Costa had impeded the defender. The last time, Diatta steps up. Oh, it was a tough one for El Sayed, bobbling in the sand, but did brilliantly. We've had victory in every tournament game they've played since losing the final in 2015. That was on penalties against Madagascar. They are going to go to extra time. Whether penalties are needed, we'll wait and see. But it's finished here after 3 periods, 2 apiece. Senegal led by 1-0 before Egypt hit back. Goals from Hassan and their goalkeeper Zezo. But before the end, Senegal struck back with a sensational Raul Mendy overhead kick. And that means we're going into 3 minutes of extra time.
Senhoras e senhores, chegamos ao fim do terceiro período e por termos de igualdade no marcador, teremos que entrar
So this final has another chapter to unfold. Senegal so long unbeaten since 2015. But Egypt have history in their sights, already qualifying for a first World Cup alongside Senegal for reaching this final. But the tension ratcheted up. Can Egypt grab their first ever title? So underway in extra time, 2 apiece here. Or will we need penalties? Abdo. Foul on Mandione. Started this final with a bang. The opening goal. Has not been able to add to that. Zidane will be so proud of his players for fighting back. They weren't far from winning it in normal time. finds some space, flicks it through to Mandione. Lovely little ball back. Well, he almost got in ahead, but it's brilliant defending from Costa, who now wants some treatment. Well, this 3 minutes has absolutely flown by. And it's looking like penalties are going to be needed. As mentioned, there's not been a penalty shootout in a final since way back in 2015. It was a final that involved Senegal and ended with their defeat. After a 1-1 draw, 2-1, the Lions of Teranga lost on penalties to Madagascar. Babacar Fall scored the first penalty, but then saw Vieux Ibra and Pape Amadou miss. But can Egypt win it right at the death? Well, there was an option for El Shad as the clock ticks down. And it will be penalties to decide the final of the 2022 Beach AFCON. Rao Mendy at least made sure it got to this stage with a stunning overhead kick. But it will be penalties for the first time since 2015 to decide the winner. And that will bring bad memories for Babacar Fall and the Lions of Teranga when they lost out to Madagascar. Egypt led by 2-1 after trailing early, but now destiny from the spot to decide who will be the 2022 champions. The 11th edition overseen by Patrice Motsepe. He's having to wait a little longer to get his hands on the trophy to pass it to the champions. The drama is yet to be finally written. Senegal have won every title in the allotted 3 periods. The only time they went to extra time and penalties was, of course, that 2015 final in Roche Cayman in the Seychelles. Idyllic location, and also history-making moment for Madagascar as they won their one and only title. Otherwise, other than Senegal, only they, Cameroon and Nigeria have been champions. Could Egypt join the elusive club in their first ever final appearance? Well, they're certainly having a good time. But the tension for the players will not allow such festivities. Egypt in the huddle. Senegal making sure they're loose and limber. Will Seni Ndeye be a hero once again? His 150th appearance has come against Zidane's ferocious Egyptian pharaohs. And now the supporters of Senegal, who have kept that joy and dance throughout the tournament, finally fall silent as the stress and strain of a penalty shootout dawns upon all here in Vilanculo. Masena, the captain, will he lift the trophy for a 7th time, or will Samir and Egypt be first-time winners? The drama bringing the end to a wonderful chapter of Beach AFCON history here in Vilanculo. It all comes down to this. Samir Well, he got a touch, but he couldn't keep it out. Samir gets Egypt up and running. Power and precision. Right under Seni's body. So Silla steps up next. As mentioned, Senegal did score their first goal in that 2015 final. They missed their other two. They managed to do better than that. Oh, he got a hand to El Said. And he screams in frustration as Silla makes it one apiece. Got so close to it, but too much power for the goalkeeper to keep it out. Zezo, the hero against Madagascar in the group stage. El Said, the number 1, wearing number 12. Wasn't far away. Now Paolo. Well, he had a stunning tournament. Couldn't get on the score sheet in the final. But he was a major player in Egypt reaching this final. His double helped them on the way to a 5-4 victory in the semis over Morocco. One of them would be contender for a goal of the tournament, but this is where it matters most. And he slots it home. So far, so perfect for the Pharaohs. Sending Seni they the wrong way. So this is where Senegal hit the croppers in 2015. 7 years on, Babacar Fall steps up again. And he does as he did back then against Madagascar. Thankfully he's getting help this time. Silla having scored Senegal's first. Veteran Fall brings it up to 2 apiece. Well, the rare piece of heartache for Senegal in this tournament. But Fall desperate to wipe away the penalty. Despair from the previous final. Costa up next. No trouble for the Pharaohs number 9. And so far the keepers are yet to make their mark. Well, the relief of hitting the back of the net, palpable. Well, that is how to take a penalty. Mandione points to the lines of Teranga badge. He will pick up the best player and top scorer awards at the end, and he's made sure he has hit the top corner of the net in this shootout. Well, no surprise, those awards already collected by Mandione, and Best Keeper award once again picked up by Seni Ndaye. Can he confirm that with a hero's role in the spot kicks? Up steps Egypt's Mustafa Ali Sassa. No problem. 4-3 Egypt. If you know your stats, going first has a positive percentile in terms of winning. The added pressure of always going second, certainly bringing a stressful moment now. Diani. It's not all or nothing now, but it's close to it. Zezo steps up, having been the hero against Madagascar. He can't, at least yet, be the one in the final. Diani, cool as you like. So 4-all. Up next. We're now very much into sudden death at 4-all. Senegal have already improved on their disastrous penalty shootout against Madagascar. But Seni with a chance to be a hero again. Islam Salama Ahmed steps up wearing the captain's armband. Senegal players looking on their feet. Egypt down on the deck, but they'll be up on their feet now. All smiles as Paolo goes and celebrates a brilliant finish, and the tension ratcheted up. Well, looks like Al Sayed in goal. Costa giving him a little bit of advice. Raul Mendy, whose goal took it to this penalty shootout. An absolute stunning overhead. But now, it's score or bust. Raul Mendy. Oh, that is how to take a pressure cooker penalty. All square 5 apiece. This penalty shootout going into sudden death. So now, up steps Aloha against Seni, and it's a save! And no wonder Senegal celebrate, but the job is only half done. On his 150th appearance for his country, the best goalkeeper at the competition has given Senegal the chance to snaffle up a 7th title. Loa, the first to miss. And who will be stepping up to try and win it? Well, Loa, the emotions getting the better of him. A horrible place to be. And it's Diatta who could win it. Loa dreaming of El Said, saving him the nightmares that would follow. Diatta with the chance to win it for the champion Senegal. And he's done it! The party starts again. It rarely ever stops for Senegal on the sand. They are champions again for the 4th time in consecution, for the 7th time in their history, and they have washed away the one blot in their jotter. The 2015 penalty shootout defeat at the hands of Madagascar wiped away as they win their 7th title, but the first time on penalty kicks. El Said couldn't stop them scoring, and heartbreak for Loa. The Egyptian denied by Seni, who along with their marksmen have taken Senegal back to the top, a summit they refuse to climb down from. The Lions of Teranga roar once again, and it shows what it means to them to keep on winning. It was Egypt's first ever final, and they were magnificent. But in the end, they just couldn't get past the lines of Teranga. Diatta under pressure, you wouldn't have known it. He's absolutely thumped it in and kicked off the celebrations. The emotions raw in delight and desperation for Egypt, but flipping into a record-extending 7th title at Beach AFCON. Senegal roar again, and they at times have had to do it the hard way in the last 4, coming from behind to beat Mozambique and then having to level late on in the final. But in the end, they have come up trumps. Well, Group A, only 2 matches each due to Nigeria's withdrawal. Morocco dominating to top the section with Mozambique second. Senegal with that stunning 10-1 start. The penalty shootout drama between Madagascar and Egypt. And Senegal beat Egypt 6-4, having trailed 3 times. The pair were brought together again as we see Malawi in their tournament debut, qualifying for the 5th place playoff. And they were terrific in that. They met Uganda, who finished 3rd, with Madagascar bottom, Egypt second behind Senegal. And eventually they would meet again. So Malawi led late in the day, but in the end equalisers. And then a 4-1 penalty shootout for Uganda. Morocco were up twice, but defeated by Egypt. And Senegal back from 2-0 down to win 3-2. We saw earlier Morocco disappoint the host Mozambique to take 3rd on the podium. Senegal led, Egypt reversed it. Rao Mendy equalised late, and it went all the way to penalties. And as we've just seen, a save from Seni and a goal from Diatta. All 5 spot kits scored by the Lions of Teranga. And for the 7th time and 4th in concession, it is Senegal who are champions of Beach AFCON. Well, the celebrations will go long into the night. It doesn't matter being used to it. They still enjoy each one like it's the first. A mix of experience and youth coming together to keep Senegal the beach soccer team to beat in Africa. And they'll be pushing to improve on their 4th place finish at the World Cup in 2021 when they head to wherever the World Cup is. Well, 150 not out. Seni on top of the world, on top of the nets. And it's Senegal who rule in Vilankulo. And what a day for them. A huge thought for Egypt, who bravely fought back from a goal down to lead this final. Only an absolute stunner from Rao Mendy denied them in normal time. And then penalties was a lottery that they didn't buy the winning ticket. Loa denied by a fine save from Seni Ndiaye. And then Diatta made absolutely no mistake. So now setting up for the trophy presentation. But also the awards for the best of the tournament. They're not bothered about waiting. They're enjoying their moment as they await to see Senegal lift the title once more. Party atmosphere in Vilanculo. Pain for Egypt, but once that moves to the sidelines somewhat, able to be so proud of the competition they've had. But ultimately, ended in defeat. The most cruel of circumstances from the penalty spot. Well, now you can see individual honours and the medals being prepared as we celebrate the best the tournament has had to offer. Well, this man knows plenty about winning. And he goes to a trophy he's known all his life. Plenty of love. Just the 7th time he'll have it in his possession. Now, time captain of the Lions of Tanga. He awaits a chance to salute their champions. And plenty to celebrate with the honours individually and as a team to be lifted. And they been part of the Senegal team since its formation ahead of the 2007 beach soccer world qualifiers, just at 17, entered by chance. The goalkeeper was supposed to be going to the tournament, ultimately unable to travel. He only had about a week's training. He didn't feel he understood the rules or much about the sport, but immediately fell in love with it. Dr. Patrice Motsepe, the CAF president, there's to hand out the honours.
O secretário de Estado do Desportos da República de Moçambique.
Now being introduced, Carlos Gilberto Mendes, the Secretary of State for Sports in Mozambique.
For the Secretary of State of Sport of the Republic of Mozambique, Mr. Carlos Gilberto Mendes.
So Carlos Gilberto Mendes, congratulated by CAF President Patrice Motsepe for helping to create an unforgettable beach AFCON here in Vilanculo. They've certainly set a standard that Egypt will be looking forward to taking on the 2024 edition.
Senhoras e senhores, agora recebamos todos o governador da província de Inhambane, senhor Daniel Francisco Chapo. And now let us all give a welcome for our province governor, Mr. Daniel Francisco Chapo.
Francisco Chapo,
E agora,
leader of the region, also having helped along many others to put on this fantastic celebration of beach soccer.
And now let's give a round of applause for the administrator of Vilanculos, Mr. Edmundo Galiza Matos Jr. E agora uma forte salva de palmas para o nosso presidente do município,
All the
Senhor
awards to
William
thank
Tuzine.
those locally who've put an awful lot of work in
And now
to putting this
let's have
competition
a
on.
applause for our mayor of Vilanculos, Mr. William Tuzine. E agora, para o
William
presidente
Tuzine, the
da
mayor,
Federação Moçambicana de Futebol, Senhor
also taking his
Faisal
moment.
Ismael Sidat. And now a big round of applause
President of
for our
Mozambique
President
Football
of Federation
Federation,
in Mozambique,
Faisal
Mr.
Sidat,
Faisal Ismael
also
Sidat.
there in attendance to enjoy this fabulous celebration. Patrice Motsepe leading the applause, and great thanks to Mozambique and the region, as well as our hosts here in Vilanculo, who've helped put on a fabulous celebration of beach soccer.
And now for the awarding of the medals for the referees of the games between the 3rd and 4th, and for the officials that refereed in the final. E agora, senhoras e senhores, vamos atribuir os prémios.
So the referees now getting their chance to take center stage. Never wanting to be the focal point, but a great thanks to them for what has been a job extremely well done in allowing the games to flow and put the focus on the game. Without them, it would not be possible. And obviously, was a fantastic moment, as we see there. The first female referee to take part. Certainly a sign of continued work by CAF and African football to promote women's sports, as well as referee Cynthia Ishimwe getting her medals alongside her colleagues. Obviously the Women's Champions League coming up very soon. Keep your eye for that. I'll be back on the 11s, but remaining focused on the beach. Seni Inde once again, the best stopper in the business.
We have the trophy for the top goal scorer of the tournament.
And he will help a clean sweep for Senegal. Best goalkeeper, and he proved that in the spot kicks. The save to deny Loa offered Diatta the chance to win it, but the main scoring man, the best scorer and the best player, Mandiani, 10 goals to equal the total of Nelson Manuel in the last edition. He scored the opener in the final and smashed his penalty in the top corner, and deserved of his honour. Well, he has to get back. More to still pick up. Oh, there he is. Hey, he's back for another cuddle with Dr. Patrice Motsepe. And now he gets his award for the best player as well as top scorer. No wonder He's all smiles. It might have seemed a bit of a Pyrrhic victory had they not won the title. But the best goalkeeper, the best scorer and the best player will be back round to follow their teammates to the top of the podium for a 7th time. But first up, Egypt. And it's good to see them waiting around. But Morocco, 3rd once again at the Beach AFCON. It's the 3rd time that they have, having done so in 2013 and in 2021. Yet to make a final, but they're a country on the rise. And with Omar Silla in charge, they want to make a big push in preparing for the next edition to be held very close to home in Egypt. They were just pipped by the Pharaohs. The future bright, and a 3rd place well worth celebrating. Morocco breezed through the group stage and then led twice in the semi-final against Egypt. Frindi with 4 goals, but in the end, Bagat and El Shat with late goals to see Egypt not only take the final spot, but also become the 7th African nation to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. There is Frindi, who was the only one really to threaten Mandioni for top scorer, ending the tournament with 8. A wonderful atmosphere here. As the player, I think Samir though took a bit of a whack going through the honour line, wearing the captain's armband. And Egypt, really a breakthrough moment for them, reaching their first ever final, having been 3rd 4 times, 4th twice. For the first time ever, they have finished 2nd, and it wasn't to be their moment, but with them hosting in 2024, they'll be very much focused on going one better. Al Said was brilliant throughout, but just along with Zezo, couldn't stop Senegal scoring. And they had to settle for 2nd on the podium. And of course, we have to recognize they were facing the best team to have played beach soccer on the African continent since their debut in 2007. They were 2nd on their debut. And after that, they have dominated.
For our champions, the winners of the beach soccer.
And so, our champions for the 7th time, the 4th time in succession, it is the Lions of Teranga, Senegal. Well, you can't get bored of winning, and they certainly haven't lost that winning feeling. Sini certainly has given plenty of love to the trophy that he's won every time, even his teammates looking at him like he's bonkers. Dr. Patrice Motepe, CAF president, along with the local and CAF dignitaries, passing out the medals to the undoubted best there is, Diatta, the man to smash home the clinching goal. Rao Mendy, who scored that sensational overhead kick that allowed it to even go the distance after Mandiani had opened the scoring. Hassani and then the goalkeeper Zezo made it 2-1 to Egypt, having threatened to not score in a final, which had never happened. He scored twice in the third period, but Rao Mendy with a quite sensational overhead kick drew things level. No more goals in the extra time. But in penalty shootouts, they fell to Madagascar in 2015, but Boubacar Fall scored the second of 5 successful spot kicks as they wiped away that rare blot on their jotter mark.
Received the trophy of CAF Beach Soccer AFCON Mozambique 2022 champions.
So the champions, once again, for the 7th time and 4th time in succession, it is Senegal. And Seni Ndeye, the captain, will once again lift the trophy he knows so well. It's almost been unstoppable from Senegal. Once again, the champions of Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations. A record-extending 7th title. They were pushed all the way, but in the end, nothing could stop them being champions once more. Only once have they failed to reach the final. And out of 9 appearances, they have won 7. Worthy champions, but we've seen over the tournament that beach soccer is growing in strength. Nations putting more focus into it. So very exciting ahead of 2024. But in 2022, Senegal still the team to beat. And they go one better, at least in the World Cup in 2023, when we finally hear who the host will be. But for now, it's celebrating being kings of Africa. Diatta's penalty helping Senegal to win their 7th title. So congratulations to Senegal, a 7th title. Thanks to all of you for joining us for the tournament. See you in Egypt in 2024. For now, enjoy the celebrations of Senegal, the Beach AFCON champions.